How are we all doing? Welcome back to Turf Moor House TV. And swiftly as it is, we had a preview on Wednesday, a game yesterday, and now we're back with another preview today. And it's all in aid of Sunday's game. I thought it's best to do it today. The Tyson Fury fight's tomorrow. Can't really fit it in around that schedule. I'll be clearly a little bit tanked up by that point. I'm sure of it. James, thank you for joining us. Really does mean it's a big pleasure to have you on the show. First and foremost, tell everybody about yourself and plug your socials.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I know you've been on our channel. I think you're taking my Turf Moor House virginity today, aren't you? I think this is my first time.
I am indeed.
I am. So live on YouTube, my virginity's been taken. That's how we like to start videos. So we're a general football channel, so there's no excuse for you Burnley fans to not like and subscribe to our channel. But we are Wolves fans, and we are quite open about that. I was going to say we try not to be biased, but actually we're very much not biased. We're more critical of Wolves than anybody, in fairness. So yeah, check us out if you enjoy general football as well as Burnley.
Why not? Link is in the description if you do want to go and check out Sweet Sour Soccer. It's in the description, as I say, so please do go show them some support. James and the other one. We'll just call him the other one. We'll call him the other one just because we'll just call him the other one until tomorrow when hopefully he'll be getting the beers in if we bump into each other. Yes. However, you've been mates with him long enough. What's he like on that front?
What, Scott and alcohol?
Yeah. Just lethal.
If you don't want to be a babysitter by 9 o'clock, which is quite early.
Is that AM?
Well, if you start drinking at 7 p.m., you'll be babysitting by 9. Let's put it that way. Let's just put it that way.
Wow.
Yeah. If he's on the vodka, especially. If he's on the vodka, yes.
God, I can't stand that stuff. James did ask me to mention that usually the setup they have is where the two screens are sort of a bit more rectangular, which he explains the green screen sort of being a little bit wider. So, yeah, it's my fault that I have sort of left him in the lurch with this. So I put my hand up. I have taken his virginity and I have fucking ruined him.
You have it. I've had to hide my biscuit tin. It normally sits here, so I'm gonna hide that.
No problem. If you are new around here, please do go check out our socials as well. As you can see there, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We're on Twitch now. We're on TikTok. As I say, we're on everything but OnlyFans. And don't even roll that one out in the future. You never know. You never know. We've seen James Biscuit Tin. That's it. Anything can happen from this day forward. So yeah, please do. We'll have a look at a couple of comments before we get into it. Doug straight in with good evening to two legends, Dan and James. Hope you're well, Doug. Thank you very much for tuning in, pal. Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV says, evening peeps. Hope you're well, Chris. He says, Dan's been out walking today, which I have, so I might be asleep. I am a little bit sleepy, but bottom half of me's asleep. I mean, it's never awake, to be fair. Doug says, let's get Dan the Man to 400 subscribers. 10 away. Yes, we are only 10 away. At 500, we will be doing a challenge, maybe for charity. I'm thinking of a couple of ideas. We did the hot chip challenge at 300. So fingers crossed we can do something at 5. Not sure. Maybe a charity back wax or something like that. God knows. Don't worry, it won't be anything ridiculous like Chris wants. I think Chris wants me to come and polish his wheelchair in just a pair of hot pants.
Surely you can go for the full back sack and crack if we're going to do it properly. I've said it now live. I've said it live. You've got to do it now. That's
1K.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see at that one. But yeah, please do. If you haven't showed your support already, please do. And thank you to everyone who has. My laptop's been ridiculously slow. Brilliant, as usual. Chris coming in with the jokes. He can't help it. I bought a pet chameleon yesterday. Lost it. As they say, they come and go. They come and go. I have a chicken-proof lawn. It's impeccable. See, that's what it's becoming. It's just this is becoming like comedy night, stand-up. Niles in, he says, hey, Dan, my guy, hope you're keeping well. Hope you are well, Niall, as well. Thanks very much for coming in. What a task for Daniel Walker. Yeah, it were. After 7 years of being with her, you'd think she'd realise not to ask me to go on a walk when I am a certified, bona fide lazy bastard. You'd think she'd know. You'd think she'd know. However, hope you're well while you're downstairs on the sofa, as per usual. Now said, big up James, my guy. And now saying hello to Kate and just general chit chat. He loves it, Chris. Our relationship is 80% banterous. Yeah, 20% love and 80% banter. So when she says I love you, I don't know whether she means it or whether she's taking the piss.
Well, she loves you 1 out of 5 times then. So you take that, don't you, really?
Yeah.
You take
Scott says the other one who's watching.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
the other Scott, did you hear my advice regarding your drinking habits? I'm hoping
he did say there. To be fair, James isn't wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying hello to each other. And Kate says we will rule the OnlyFans out. So that's me told. Shit. I can't bring any more money.
What if it was a joint venture between Sweet and Sour and Turf Moor?
Oh, look, you could have biscuit porn. Like, how good could that be?
It's assorted, so you never know what you're going to get.
Oh, exactly. And you've just got the slow-mo of the dip of a biscuit and just, oh. You could have some ASMR shit. Oh.
I'm going to have to undo a button. I'm getting all hook, you know?
Just a bit. Chris says, how very dare you, Dan? Oh, tell me about it. And everybody else is chatting. Right, let's get into the good stuff. On your intro, it says you do manager specials. Oops. Yeah, we do. Well, we've done one. But we are thinking about doing a bit more. Now says, did you grab a bat to eat on your walk? Yeah, we did the usual, packed a bag up, Tesco meal deal. We know how to live it up. There ain't no party like, and no, Chris, not an S Club party like a Burnley party. That's it. Bring your own sandwiches. Get your hobnobs out for the fans. That's what I want to see. Yes, that's the tagline sort of right there. And I'm not always on the sofa. You've got the crown for the certified lazy beep. I have, I'm a bit behind. Yeah, you are a bit behind. You said it. Not my words. Not my words. I'm glad that she's owned up to being a little bit slow. Thank you. About bloody time. Let's get into the main stuff. Obviously, today, one of our former players, Mr. Stephen Ward, has retired from football all round. Obviously, had a career with Wolves. Pretty much look at him there. You can see he's started out. And at Burnley's nigh on the end. I think after Burnley's played for Walsall, Ipswich and Stoke, and now he's called it a day. But the Irish international has retired. So all the best for the future in whatever you plan to do. I think probably going to punditry or something like that. I think he was doing punditry for our game yesterday. So not too bad. Not too bad. Chris says he's got to go. See you at 9, mate. You will. We'll explain that later on. We are doing a predictions show at 9 o'clock. So please do tune in for that as well. So, James, Wolves season.
Yes.
You are flirting. All this talk of OnlyFans, porn and flirting. It's going to be a good one, this. The Euros, the European places looks set to welcome Wolves. I mean, your thoughts on the season so far?
It's far exceeded any Wolves fans' expectations from the summer. Of course, we lost Nuno, brought in Bruno. Didn't know a lot about him. He never managed really in England. Definitely not the Prem. It's been a season where we can't really complain because we are second best of the rest. West Ham, of course, is slightly better than us this season, but we are comfortably clear of like your Brightons and your Leicesters and your Villas, those kind of teams. But what's disappointing is that we drew to you early on in the season. I think it was in November. We drew 0-0. In the same week, we drew 0-0 with Norwich. Now, no offence to Norwich and Burnley, especially Burnley, but a team chasing Europe can't be drawing 0-0 with Burnley and Norwich in the same week. That's really, it's those kind of results that have been killing us this season. We can beat Spurs. We've beat United at Old Trafford. I think Chelsea, I think we got a draw against, if I'm not mistaken, as well. We can get points against those teams, but it's just the bottom end of the table. We just struggle.
It's madness. I mean, let's have a look at some of the games. Just see me doing everything on my phone. Everything's so much slower. Let's have a look at the last couple of games then. As you can see there, a nice 4-0 win against Watford, a win against Everton. You know, the Leeds game was a bit of a dodgy one, wasn't it?
Yeah, again, you're 2-0 up. To lose against Leeds 3-2 when you're 2-0 up, it's those kinds of results. I mean, the Villa one, yeah, that's great. We've done the double over Villa this season. Perfect. Losing 1-0 to Newcastle, that was the Newcastle game. That was I think that could be our worst first half performance in a very long time. Certainly top 3 since getting promoted again 4 years ago now. But, you know, even the Everton one, it's only 1-0. We should be doing better there. And the Watford one, yeah, Watford are just very poor this season.
I mean, you probably didn't want to see the previous meetings.
Yeah, you have a number on us, don't you? I remember a game, I think it was the season before last, where Matt Doherty gave away a penalty very late on in the game for a handball, and you got the equaliser. I can't remember who scored. It was probably
Wood or Barnes.
I think it was Ashley Barnes, you know, on the penalty. I think he scored it. Yeah, you've got our number a little bit. And that 4-0, I don't ever want to see that scoreline again. I don't know what happened.
We didn't even know where that came from. Because we were in a bad run of form at the time, and then all of a sudden we just turned up there and we're like, what?
Have you scored 4 since in the Prem? Not taking the piss?
No, I don't think we have. Honestly, I do not think we have.
That was last season, though, in fairness, where we really struggled with injuries. I think we finished 14th, flirted with relegation a little bit towards the last third of the season, February, March, managed to get out of it. But yeah, you caught us on a bad run of form.
Yeah, it's a tough one to take, this one, isn't it? Because you don't understand, like, these sort of games, Burnley Wolves, they've always been interesting. You know, when you face each other, it's not. It's almost like a derby where the form's gone out the window when we play. Because even though we're still fighting to get out the league, you're still fighting to get into a European spot. Mm-hmm. But you just don't know what team's going to turn up when it's Wolves Burnley, and it's really strange to say that.
No, you're right, and it's probably, and I can say this as a Wolves fan. I don't know about you as a Burnley fan, but it's 2 of the most boring teams to watch in the league. No offense to you if you disagree.
No, I agree. I agree.
If I was a neutral, this could be the only game on for the month. I wouldn't be watching it. I'm watching it. I'm watching it because I've got a channel and a watch along to do. If I was a Leicester fan, I'm not watching this game. Believe you me. But
I bet.
Listen, you never know. We might get a 3-3 or a 4-3 Wolves win, hopefully. So let's get 3 points and a good game.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I mean, I look at Burnley's recent results. You know, the 2-0 loss at City, which is better than a 5-0 thrashing, which is usually the case every season. Mm-hmm. The game against Everton was a massive win, really solid result. Norwich, that Norwich game, honestly, it's every time there's sunshine over Carrow Road, it's literally like it's a solar panel and they actually play. It's madness, and they deserve the win. I can't fault it. We were poor, and then obviously Dash got sacked on the Friday. Come the Sunday, we've had to try and rally together and rally the troops. And West Ham have come back from Lyon and basically to a hero's welcome at the London Stadium, and we've managed to nick a point, really, which isn't a bad point, and even though we'd have preferred the 3.
Yeah, you took the lead, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, and we missed a penalty as well.
That's right. Yeah,
missed a penalty as well. But then, that commiseration from that game we took into yesterday, and we should have been 3 or 4-0 up at half time. 3 or 4-0 up at half time. Fraser Forster, who, to be honest, I thought were in his 40s because he's been around that long. Apparently, he's only 3 years older than me. which is strange. He's only about 34. So I'm just, I've got optimism. I've got a sense of optimism. However, this is Burnley. You don't know what you're going to get from 1 minute to the next.
It's 7 points from your last 5 games, and that includes teams like Manchester City and West Ham. So you can't be too... Let me put it this way. If you average 7 points from 15 available until the end of the season, I know it's only 6 games, but let's say you get 9 points, I think you stay up. I really do, especially with Everton's fixtures. They've only got 1 game in hand over you, haven't they, now? Because you played.
Yeah, true. Maisie said earlier, I'm not going to go that far up the chat because obviously my laptop will probably go kaput, smoke will start coming out of it. But she did say hi to us both, so hope you're well, Maisie. Thank you for tuning in. Nice to see you in the channel again. It's been a while, so I hope you are well and hope you had a lovely holiday in Portugal and everywhere else that you went. Kate said, hope Burnley keep it up after last night's game now. We've got a fair chance if we do. Yeah, that sense of optimism going into this game is going to be massive. And fingers crossed we can, as I say, get something out of it. I'm not sure. Bruno, however, James, let's talk about Bruno. I mean, the kids don't want to talk about Bruno, but we need to talk about Bruno. He's been a revelation, hasn't he? Like simple as that. I mean, did you think that when Nuno left, there was going to be a bit of a period of adjustment?
I did. I was a big Nuno in fan. Scott was not. Scott was actually Nuno out, in fairness to him. Probably, I'd say, maybe even going into that season. I think he took definitely the start of the season. But Bruno this season, yeah, I did think it would. I trust the board in some regard. So because they've brought us so much joy so far, won the championship in their first season, FA Cup semi-final, Europa League quarter-final. You can't really, and for Wolves, that's massive. So you try not to, not trust them too much. But it was a strange one. I really thought we might get a more household name. But listen, it just goes to show, what do we know? It's not a name that I would have chosen. And apparently he's meticulous down to the bone. He has actual sessions with the players where he will spend a lot of time just talking about how to win the ball back off an opposition's throw-in. Things like that.
Yeah.
Apparently very, very detailed. And when you listen to him speak in interviews, you can kind of get that feeling about him.
No, that's fair shout. Scott says he's always been the smarter one. And when Nuno left, he did a stream saying Wolves are dead.
That's true.
He's calling you out big time, isn't he?
In my defense, I was already halfway through a bottle of whiskey when the news broke that Nuno had left. So I was already a bit,
Yeah, there's not wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, jumped on.
We all say things. To be honest, I'll hold my hands up. When we appointed Dash over 10 years ago now, I was like, who? Why? Cheap option? What are you doing? And, I was made to eat my hat with it. So, we all say things in the heat of the moment, whether it's alcohol fueled or we just think that's our opinion. As you say, Bruno's come in. He's been inspiring. It's not just been about him, though, has it? I mean, you saw him when he got the manager of the month. He gathered the whole team from chefs to everybody into that picture to make it realise that it was such a collective effort. Is that so? I mean, I think other people should idolise that sort of outlook.
Yeah, that camaraderie, we're in the trenches together. We don't have the biggest squad. And maybe he likes that. I still think he would like quite a few more. Oh, brilliant. A drunk film. Brilliant. Okay. I think... what was I saying? What did you ask me?
Basically, just saying about the togetherness that Bruno's brought, since the Man of the Match award and Manager of the Month award.
I think that shows this week because, honestly, for months and months now, it's been accepted amongst Wolves fans that Moutinho is leaving in the summer. It was the end of his contract runs out at the end of this season. There's talks of him for a while now wanting to go back to maybe Portugal, play there, see his family. And then the news has broken the last couple of days that apparently he wants to stay. Wolves want him to stay, and he's actually talking about a new contract, which at the age of 36, I think is, unbelievable. Neves, if he stays, I think that'll be down to Bruno. Even if we don't get European football, I think it'll be tricky, but that's all down to Bruno. We have been signing some contracts this season for players, and I think a large part of it is because of his persona. What he brings, bringing players together. So long may it continue. Have I gone or have you gone? I'm confused. Am I still alive?
God knows. Oh, I'm fed up a bit. Every time, right, the kids are downstairs, so I have to go upstairs where the internet is extremely dodgy. And I thought I might get lucky today. So I'm now resting on my 4G working and staying steady enough.
I thought it was me. I was just looking blank for about a minute. Your viewers must be thinking, "What the hell is wrong with this guy?" I thought it was me.
This happened last time. This happened on Wednesday as well. I don't know why. It's pissing me off every time I go to do a flaming stream now. So annoying. Let's see what people are saying. Scott said Dan has gone. Yeah, I completely went. It went really funny. Great interview on AFTV, Nippon. Fair shout. Going back to Abby's comment, obviously she's a Everton fan. She says you're staying up. Everton are down. We lose tomorrow, next Saturday, and against Leicester and Watford, as we are worse than them. 2-5 loss at home. I would have taken Nuno or Dash over Rafa. Yeah, a bit of a strange one at Everton at the moment. I think I look back to what people had said. Which at the end of the game, I think it was Danny Higginbottom and Robbie Earle both said that Everton aren't used to being in this situation. They're used to sort of fighting mid-table or trying to get into the final European spot if they can. Yeah. Well, so for them, they don't feel like they're in a relegation fight. They feel like they just go about the next game and they don't realise what they're in, where we are seasoned pros at knowing we've got to dig deep to get ourselves out the shit. So, you've got a big task on your hand, Abby, and fingers crossed it all works out well for us both. Who knows? Let's hope it works out well for us both, and we can drop Villa and Leeds into it.
You never know.
You never know.
Villa's form, I think it's 4 losses in a row now. It's not.
Oh yeah, they're doing well, Paul, this year. Past couple of games.
Oh yeah,
massively. Yeah. Kate says we are having net issues. Virgin Media. 2 famous words. Virgin Media. Shite. The Blue Podcast has put some blue hearts in, which is always nice. Hope you're well, guys over there. Lovely result for you lot yesterday. We had a cracking result. King Barbar says, Wolves, Gar, you are live. And then says, Burnley will beat Wolves. Well, I'll take that. Johnny says, Wolves are horrendous away from home, from what I've seen. I mean, do you sort of echo that?
Again, it's really hit and miss. We lose to Newcastle away with one of the worst performances I can remember, but then we dominated Man United at Old Trafford. It's like, mind you, Norwich scored twice at Old Trafford, didn't they, recently? So, yeah.
True. Looking onto, this it's the second half of the season now. Both teams are still fighting for something. We need to get out of it. You're still looking for that Europa spot. The main question I'm going to ask, can you do it?
We absolutely can. I don't think we will. I just think the quality of the other teams, I think it's really only us, West Ham and United fighting for it. I think Arsenal will get at least Europa League. I think Spurs will as well. That's almost guaranteed, I think. I think it's between us, West Ham and United. And our fixtures are okay. We've got on paper yourself, which a lot of neutrals would look at and think should be a Wolves win, but it's not guaranteed. We've got to play Watford still, but we've also got to play City.
We've got Watford as well.
Yeah, we've got City and Liverpool as well, though. So, yeah, I think if we can get 10 points from 6 games, we might just do it. 3 wins and a draw from 6. I think that should be okay.
It should be. I mean, as you say, the City and Liverpool game is going to be dangerous because obviously they're both still fighting it out for the league title.
Yeah.
However, Man United haven't been ripping it up this year, so there's a good chance that you could trump them this season. Johnny's, go on.
No, I was just going to say, never in my life did I think Wolves had the opportunity to finish above Manchester United in a league. Especially 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when we were growing up and they were winning everything. If you'd have said to me, Wolves are battling for Europe with Man U, it's like, what? So it's just nice to be there. You had it as well, didn't you? Not that long ago.
Yeah.
You played in Europe. Did you finish? You finished 7th, didn't you? When the rules
we finished 7th.
Yeah.
Finished 7th.
So, crazy.
Kate says, Burnley have a way of keeping up regardless of how bad their season's gone. I'm fairly confident they won't go down, and I have been the entire time. The bottom 2 as it stands alongside Leeds or Everton. See, my stepdad's a Blue, so I want to send Everton down just to piss him off.
I think Leeds are fine now. I think they're okay.
I don't know. They've got Chelsea, City, Arsenal. They've got some big name teams to come up against. But yeah, they're the sort of games that Leeds relish.
Yeah, they could quite easily beat Arsenal, in my opinion. They play very similar football. It just depends on the Arsenal that turns up. Is it the Arsenal that lost to Southampton, Palace and Brighton 3 games running? But then they go and beat Chelsea 4-2. So you don't know what Arsenal you're going to get.
No, that is true. That is true. Other people in the chat saying hi to each other. Andrew says Burnley look up for the fight against it. So they did. They very, very muchly did. James,
yes.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah, go on, fire away.
Have you got any breaking news stories for me for the game? Have you got any players that might be out or players coming back? Any suspensions?
That's what I was just about to ask you, funnily enough. To be honest, great minds. And there's Scott thinking he's the smart one. The eye roll says it all. To be fair, not really. Not much in terms of news for the squad. I think we've been... Matej Vidra's starting to get the odd couple of games. Ben Mee's still going to be on the touchline, sort of being a voice from the side for... I won't take Collins and Tarkowski out at the minute. I think they've been pretty solid at the side of each other. I won't remove them at the moment. I think it's a massive help.
Did you play the same 11 against the 11 that started last night? Did they start against West Ham at the London Stadium? Or were there changes?
No, I think there was 2. If I'm not mistaken, I think there was 2 changes.
Right, so it's still pretty much almost an unchanged side. You can't change it, can you? If you can get 4 points out of 2 games when you're fighting relegation, you don't want to be changing it, especially when you're at home.
No, I mean, for you probably might get lucky at the fact that Dwight McNeil had his best game yesterday, which means that he's now probably going to go on a run of 4 without doing anything, because that seems to be Dwight McNeil this season.
He's an odd player, isn't he, Dwight McNeil? Some games you watch him and you think he could fit into that City front line. He's very fluid, but then he'll just do nothing for 7 weeks, and you think...
No, Joan says there, going back to what Andrew said earlier, that Wolves are on the beach. Is it John or Joanne? Whoever, let me know. But Wolves can still finish in European spots, so they're not on the beach. 100%. Would you feel a lot more confident if this was at Molineux?
I don't know the exact stats on our home and away form. but I would be very surprised if it's not almost identical. I think it's, unless I've got that drastically wrong, I don't think there's much difference. I don't know. We've done okay away from home this season, and we've beat teams down the bottom this season. We beat Watford away. We beat Everton away. We got a draw away at Leeds. We beat Villa away. So we can get away results against those bottom teams. It's just the home form. We get played off the park by Brentford and Palace. That's the problem. We are missing 3 key players tomorrow, though, Sunday. So that's a big issue.
So who's out? Who's missing for Sunday's game?
Neves. There was an update from the club earlier on this week that Neves is back. Big story, a picture about him, and then it's come out today that he's out. Kilman, sadly, is also out, and probably one that you'll probably be happiest about is Daniel Podence. He's out as well.
Wow, so some big players, some very big players there missing out.
Yeah, probably 3 of our best players this season. If you're going to pick our best 3 players, apart from Jose Sarr, you probably choose Kilman, Neves, and Podence. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
It is. Who scares you the most when you look at the Burnley side? Who do you think is our main threat? Who are you not looking forward to facing?
I would have said Sean Dyche. I think what helps us, because we're losing Kilman, we've got another solid centre-back in Willy Bowley who's going to come in. Even saying that, I'd probably still go for Weghorst. I just think he could bully Cody and Seiss, I feel.
Interesting. Johnny says Dendoncker is back then.
Yeah, so it'll be a midfield 2 of Dendoncker and Matinho, unless he plays a 5-3-2 in which he'll drop Luke Kundle in, who you might not have heard of. He's only played a few games this season.
Yeah, young lad.
Very young, yeah. Yeah, to answer your question, probably, yeah. I have to go for the big man. I really do. I like him. I do like him. I think he can. I think he's underrated on the ball. People see him as like just a target man, like a John Carew. He's not like that at all. He's shit
in the air though. Well, that's what I don't get. He's been shit in the air.
He wasn't at Wolfsburg. That's the funny thing. I mean, he wasn't prolific. He wasn't like a Dion Dublin or a Tim Cahill. But he was good in the air. But yeah, he hasn't. Has he scored a headed goal for you yet?
Yeah, he got the opener against West Ham with a header.
But that was about 3 yards out open goal, so we'll give him that.
Yeah, and he hit the post yesterday with a header as well.
Yes, he did.
But other than that's the only 2 headers really. We've not seen him with much flick-ons or trying to take it on and things like that. I don't know. He's very good with his feet, his technical ability and keeping. He reminds me a little bit of Harry Kane, the way he drops back. The way he drops back in and sort of tries to work the ball with his feet and try and find the wingers.
You play with a low block, so there's not really much point in playing on the last defender's shoulder, because unless you tell me otherwise, he's not blessed with pace. I don't think he's slow, but he's not an Aaron Lennon type player, is he? So him playing on the last defender probably isn't the best idea.
No, that's true. Andrew says, I'm not a Burnley fan. I just fancy them to stay up. Yeah, fingers crossed we do. I'm already in the pipeline of downloading some images just in case we do go down. I'm already prepping just in case. Collins is a huge threat from set pieces. I didn't realise. I thought we were actually pretty shit this season from set pieces, but we've actually not done too bad. Is that something you fear from a Burnley side, set pieces?
I was under the same illusion as yourself. In years gone by, if Burnley had a long throw in or a corner, you think, oh, it's a goal. But this season and last season as well, or maybe I'm just thinking about this season, you haven't been getting many, unless you correct me. You haven't been the threat that you've been in previous
No,
seasons.
I totally agree with you. We haven't, definitely not.
No. And I'm right in thinking you've conceded quite a few goals from set pieces, unlike Burnley sides of the past.
Yep.
So
100%, mate. 100%.
And we've been pretty decent from set pieces, not direct set pieces. We rarely whip balls in. It's more short corners, working it around for a cross for a better angle. But we're doing okay at set pieces this season, which is very unlike Wolves. So who knows? Maybe we can get a hat trick of goals from corners tomorrow, Sunday.
Who knows? Who knows? John, if you're watching, we have Rob from Forged from Iron, Gatesy from Forged from Iron. He's coming on our predictions at 9:00 tonight. So he's a West Ham fan. So if you want to tune in, please do. Please do.
Good channel.
Nippon says, I want Burnley to stay up just to see This Is Football's reaction. I'm guessing that means Gold Bridge, but he probably don't give a shit now that Dash has gone. Probably don't care. But he is anti-Burnley, to be fair. But that's only because of FIFA. We've all done it growing up as kids. There's always been that one player on Football Manager or something that's pissed you off, so in real life you don't like him.
Yeah. It's always that famous quote. It must be legendary amongst you Burnley fans, where he says, Burnley are a team I'd love to see get relegated, and then you score, and he goes, "It's always Burnley, bloody Burnley." Cracks me up every time.
No, that is true. It is quality. It is quality. It's compared to some of the shit that we see, like the in-betweeners stuff, it just gets boring.
Yeah.
Who should we fear from a Wolves perspective tomorrow? On Sunday.
Jesus, after our last performance, probably our kit man. If you look at a lot of our results this season, although we've had a good season, I bet if you actually go and analyse them, where we've won games by where we've just put in a shithouse performance and scored a lucky goal. Watford away comes to mind, or one individual player has had the game of his life. We don't really tend to put in awesome team performances. Of course, there will be examples of that, but for one player tomorrow, I would have said someone like Podence or Neves, but they're not available. So I've got no answer for it.
It's a tough one because obviously, as you said, all your main players have been out.
I've just got no confidence in them at the moment. Not a standout. In years gone by, it would have been Jimenez. I wouldn't even have hesitated, but he just hasn't been the same since that injury. Hwang started like a house on fire. He looked like Sadio Mane when he first came in, but he just hasn't done it. Trincao is just too lightweight. Honestly, it's quite sad from a Wolves perspective that I don't have an answer for you. I really don't.
No.
So that's something that Burnley fans want to hear.
Yeah, clearly. Nipper says he was talking about Hossam's channel because, we're being a Liverpool fan. Don't know why he dislikes Burnley. I don't know why. But yeah, he does. He does. He goes, I love you, Dan, and everything else, he says, but Burnley, you just piss off to the Championship. That's all he goes on about. So without further ado, let's get into the main stuff. And as you can see, that is the predictions. Bruno's gone on a gardening leave. James, you've been appointed gaffer for Sunday's game. Who's your starting 11?
I'm going to go Jose Sarr in goal. I'm going to go a back five of Johnny, Bowley, Cody, Soysel, Gomez. Probably go Gomez. Ait Nouri left wing back.
I rate him. Really do rate him.
Proper quality, but he's been kept out of the team recently to Marseille, which is just a disgrace. But I'd probably go 5-2-3. I'd go a midfield two of, sadly, would have to be Dendoncker partnering João Moutinho, and a front three of Jimenez, although Fabio Silva's been starting a lot recently, but I think Burnley are just going to be a bit physical for him. So I'd go Jimenez, I'd go Hwang, and Pedro Neto. Probably should have said Pedro Neto to your previous question as a danger man if he starts, because he's got a point to prove. Last season he was touted as potentially winning Young Player of the Year. He was that good, almost probably single-handedly kept us in the league. And then he had that horrible injury and hasn't been the same since, although he has signed a contract again this season, an extension, so that's good. So if he starts, I'll say Pedro Neto. Remember I said that. If he starts.
Yeah. Hey, you at Turf Moor this season, I mean, apart from the past couple of games where we've been a little bit half decent, at Turf Moor this season, we've literally rolled out the red carpet for many teams. Like Norwich, 0 points. Welcome to Turf Moor. Go and get your first one. Watford, no win away from home all season. No clean sheet on the road. First clean sheet and also an away point. Yeah. It's just like, for God's sake, like, why? It's been a strange season for both teams. Obviously, opposite end of the spectrums. James, it's been a blast. Thank you very much for giving us an insight. Guys, I do apologise for the internet issues. Out of my control. Virgin Media is shit. I'll have to deal with that. However, thank you very much for watching. James, first and foremost. Yeah?
Prediction for the game. Scoreline.
I was going to ask that.
You can't make this up. People are going to think we've rehearsed this. We haven't.
I know. They're going to think, what's he doing?
Dick and Dom, Anton Deck, Bill and Ben.
I'm just used to being Dick in the situation at home. That's all. That's the only problem.
I love it.
But you know what? Since you mentioned it already, go on, give us your prediction. I'm going to keep my cards close to my chest for the predictions later on, but you fire away with yours.
My head, 1-1. My heart, 2-1 Wolves. Is that allowed? Am I allowed to do that? Yeah. Is that not a cop-out?
You know what? I'd snap your hand off for that 1-1 now. I really would. I would snap your hand off for that 1-1 now.
That's what my head says. We don't score goals, and you scored, what is it, 6 goals in 3 games? So
no, it's been a strange one. John says, really good show. Good luck, Burnley 2-0. Yeah, fingers crossed. It's when that internet went down, it's thrown me off. I'm all over the place. Abby says that typical. Now my laptop crashes again. James, I really like Size. Isn't he out of contract in the summer?
He is. I think he'll move on. We've got Gomez coming through. Yeah.
Johnny says 1-0 Burnley. J. Rodriguez on the half-hour mark.
No, not Joe. No.
And now's gone 2-0 Wolves, which
take it. I'm taking that.
Now's just out here trying to make friends. He's just trying to make friends. He'll be messaging me going, I hope Burnley win tomorrow. You're a bastard now. You're a bastard. However, James, thank you very much. Scott, if you're still in as well, hopefully I will bump into you at the game tomorrow. But James, for giving us your time, let everybody know what your channel's about and give it another plug.
Yep, thank you. So we are a general football channel, so no excuses to not subscribe. I actually did a video on Sean Dyche's sacking. I stopped working just so I could get it out ASAP, and I gave some pretty strong
What did I tell you?
So...
What did I tell you?
He'll message me. He'll message us and say, I was only joking. I hope you do them 5-0. Yeah. We're a general football channel. Go and check us out. Check us out on Twitter. We're always posting shit memes, basically, and just taking them. Because we're a general football channel, we get the opportunity to take the piss out of everyone, so.
Not wrong with that. Oh, and now he's being a prick. I'm not even going to put that comment up now.
I can't see it. What does he say? Oh,
I'll put it on. I'll put it on. It comes up. the slowness, the slowness of this laptop.
He's
Honestly,
going to comment again and say, "I hope it's a draw."
Probably. James, it's been a blast. Thank you very much for coming on, giving up your time. Obviously, I know it's completely different time zones where you are, so thank you for taking a bit of time out and coming on and giving your input. Sorry about the internet and the dodgy shit. At least we managed to escape the pot. We managed to brush the porn stuff to one side to speak about football. We spoke about the important stuff first, though. Biscuits.
I mean, the biggest thanks, the biscuits, obviously, and the biggest thanks is thanks for taking my virginity. So.
Oh, mate, honestly, it was a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I will forever hold it in here. Forever.
And it lasted 47 minutes. Congratulations.
I did that. Longest I've done. Honestly, mate, thank you very much for coming on. As you say, James and Scott's channel, Sweet Sour Soccer, is in the link to this video, so please do go check it out. It is in the link. I mean, the link is in the description. Cutting out the middleman here. It is in the description, so please do go check them out. Thanks again for watching. Tune in again at 9 o'clock. We will be live for a predictions video, which hopefully everything's going to go smooth because I will not be in this shoddy little room upstairs. I'll be sat pretty much next to the internet box, which means I'll have to give it a nice jab if it pisses me off. Anyway, see you at 9. Take care, all the best, and stay safe. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.